Hello, fellow pirates, and welcome back to Dreadlock Gaming. I want to thank everybody who has been following me on YouTube. Today, I hit 300 subscribers. I look forward to putting out builds and content videos for all of you. I can't wait till I hit 500 and then some. I appreciate everything from y'all. I appreciate the followers. I appreciate the comments. I appreciate the likes. I just wanted to give a shout out to all of you and thank you very much. I didn't think that I would hit a number like 300 in just over a month. Thank you all very much. Today, I want to bring a build to y'all. I'd love to be able to showcase it, but it's been hard trying to find hostile takeovers to put it up against people. I have tested it on PvP servers. It does pretty damn good. It holds its own. It can kill. It can be killed. But whenever it comes to PvP, this is kind of the new status quo. It is what is called a status effect build. It's about putting as many debuffs, as many damage over times on somebody as you can. I have seen it kill super fast, and I have seen it take a long time to kill with a build like this. The build that I mainly use myself is a status effect build for PvP. This one is a little bit different. This one is on a junk. It's a fun build to play. It's not an easy build to play because you kind of have to know how to play it in order for you to see its full potential. And I will explain that as whenever I'm explaining the build itself. But this build can drop their armor value. It can taunt them. It can set them ablaze, Stormstruck, Flood. It can do all of it. So this is just a build video. It's not a demonstration video because I can't find anybody that nobody's been doing hostile takeovers. So let's get down to the build. Get down to the nitty gritty. All right. Let's take a look at the ship and why we're using it. We are using the junk. And the reason we're using it is... Nope, that's not the junk. That's the junk. Junk into trunk. It is a tank build, so specializes in bracing against incoming damage and excels at defense. Provoke and endure. This is a max level junk. Weapon hits within 200 meter range apply taunt charges. Now remember, whenever something has taunt on them, they do 50% less damage. Now with the junk, whenever you apply the taunt, with this ship, it makes targets vulnerable to 50% increased weak point damage from all sources. So the junk's taunt makes you hit harder on their weak points. It also increases brace strength by 150% and brace strength recovery by 25%. So you have 150 more percent brace strength, brace stamina pool. And then you also have endure. Receive 2% less damage per attack each time incoming damage is braced. Each time incoming damage is braced. So anytime you brace damage, you take less damage. 2%. Every time somebody hits you while you're bracing, 2% less damage, all the way up to 20% reduced damage taken. Now, this buff on you will fall off after 12 seconds of not taking damage while braced. Key to this, if you are not shooting, you should be bracing, especially if you see them aiming at you. And whenever somebody is aiming at you, you will see the little red shiny light on their ship, like you're seeing a glint off of a spyglass, or a spyglass. So if you aren't shooting, you should be bracing. The only reason you shouldn't be bracing is if you aren't shooting and you don't see the glint off their spyglass. So you have taunt. You apply taunt. You apply target vulnerability, which weak point, increased damage. You have extra brace strength and brace strength recovery. Whenever they're attacking you and you're bracing, that's 2% per hit, up to 20% less damage. Plus, anything that is hostile towards you and is targeting you basically gets taunt built up on them, whether or not they are attacking you or not, for every attack that you have that you've braced through. So each time that you get hit while you're bracing, it puts like out a taunt AoE for anything within 125 meters. It's a lot to wrap your head around, but trust me, this thing is a beast. Now, let's look at what we're using on the ship. We are using 1,000 Years Monsoon front and back. And the reason we're doing that is this is our flooding buildup. 15% chance to deal 2,500 severe damage. Chance is 30% if the target is flooded. So you can build up severe damage pretty quick. That's on the front and the back. Plus, it's a pretty hard-hitting bombard. With base damage, your flat damage of 3956 with the furniture that's on this ship. Now, the sides, for your port and starboard sides, we are using Heaven's Mandate. Heaven's Mandate hits pretty hard for a Culverin. Plus you have, if the Heaven's Wrath, if a target is inflicted by the electrified status, which is also the Stormstruck status, hits have a 15% chance to summon a devastating lightning strike that deals 1,500 electrical damage. 1,500 electrical damage is a lot. These guns, you've got 7 shots from your broadsides. They will chunk people. They take chunks out of players' health bars. A full broadside can take 15-20% of somebody's damage with this build. They hurt. Now, for the auxiliary, we are using the Infernal Maw. We use the Infernal Maw because of Incinerate. Deploying buoy erupts into a fiery explosion when destroyed, dealing 300% damage and instantly causing targets to be set ablaze. That's where you get your ablaze effect from. Fire out, shoot a buoy out, shoot a 1,000 Years Monsoon at the buoy. It blows the buoy up. Boom. Instantly set your target ablaze. That's 3 perks just from your weapons. Flooding, or 3 status effects. Flooding, ablaze, and Storm Shock or Electrified. Plus, you're building up taunt whenever you attack somebody, and you're building up taunt whenever they attack somebody, or whenever they attack you. Now, the armor we are using, of course, it's a PvP build, Black Prince. And for the 40% damage reduction whenever you're below 33% health. And the science behind the Black Prince also includes the rigging station. And the thing is when you're below 33% health, your damage that you take is cut in half. When you get to the 20% threshold of your health, you heal for 1% every second. If you are bracing whenever you are down at that 20% or below 30%, the 33%, if you are bracing, that cuts your damage you take again in pretty much half. I've seen numbers as low as like 50 from a Culverin, 150 from a Bombard. So you are taking basically at 20%, you are turning that 20% basically into your entire health pool if you are bracing. It's ridiculous what the Black Prince and the rigging station can do combined whenever it comes to PvP. It can also be a very good combination for PvE. It can save your life in a PvE situation as well. Now, we are also using screens for the 15% reduced incoming area of effect damage, plus the reduced burning charge by 7% and the extra 3% health. And we have beam supports, 7% more maximum health, 7% more armor rating on your armor. Now, you could go more defensive, but I think you need a little bit more damage. So I went with some damage. If you feel like you're getting beat up too quick, you could change a couple of these damage things and put on some more defensive stuff. We have Bombard Menasor for 10% more damage. Now that's flat damage straight across the board for your Bombards. So your 1,000 Years Monsoons are going to do 10% more damage straight across the board. We have Culverin Works for 19% more lightning damage. Period. 19% more lightning damage. And we also run Gunpowder Bench because you instantly set them ablaze if they are inside a buoy minefield, and you blow the buoy up. That's boom. Instant 10% more damage while they're ablaze. This ship can take a beating, and it can dish it out. I tried it with some tankier stuff and a little bit less damage, and it can kill with being a little bit more tanky and having a little bit less damage. But I wasn't satisfied with the damage output that it had. I fought some very good players on a PvP server, and it ended up being a stalemate. So I decided, whenever I had it in the tanky version, I decided to go with a little bit more damage. If I were to take any damage away from this and throw a defensive piece on, I would probably take off Gunpowder Bench, and I would go for probably, let's see. I don't know. You don't need charge stores because, charge stores would give you a little bit more electrical damage. It would give you that little burst of damage after you get the Stormstrike effect on them. And it would help build up your Blaze effect. But you don't need help building up your Blaze effect because the Infernal Maw instantly applies a blaze whenever you blow up a buoy. That's one of the reasons why I didn't go with Amber Coating Station. With charge stores. If I were to change out the Gunpowder Bench, I would probably go with a good old spirit locker. So you less reduced stamina whenever you have a status effect, 15% more brave strength, and the 7% more armor. But I like having that extra 10% damage whenever they're ablaze. So I've been waiting to try and see if I could get y'all, actually show y'all it in out fighting somebody, but nobody's been doing hostile takeovers. So y'all give it a try. Let me know what you think in the comments. And again, I want to thank everybody that is subscribed to Dreadlock Gaming. I appreciate it. I didn't think I would grow as fast as I am. Y'all are the best. And I hope everybody's out there having fun sailing the high seas. Thanks again. Thanks for watching Dreadlock Gaming. Keep an eye out for more Skull and Bones videos soon. Hit that like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Also, you can come and find me on my Discord. The link will be below. Remember, never give up the ship.